Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready.
Awesome. Well, today we're heading straight into the world of Donghua.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, lots to talk about. We're focusing on two shows specifically, The Demon Hunter and Painting Rivers and Lakes. Both have new seasons coming out, and fans are, well, kind of freaking out.
I can see why. Both have been huge hits, and they really tap into what makes Donghua so captivating right now.
Exactly. And even if someone's like totally new to Donghua, this deep dive is still for them.
For sure.
We'll break down why these shows are causing such a buzz, why there's, some controversy, and why this all matters even if you haven't seen a single episode.
Because honestly, it gives us a peek into some bigger things happening in the industry. How studios are trying to keep up with what global audiences want. How they use hype to get everyone excited.
And how they handle fan expectations, which can be pretty intense.
Definitely. Fans are passionate, especially in the Donghua world.
Okay, so first up, The Demon Hunter Season 2. They dropped this teaser, right, with Meng Chuan in this insane 1v499 situation.
Yeah.
He's facing off against almost 500 opponents. Like, how is that even possible?
Well, that's the tournament arc for you. It's classic fantasy storytelling. But it's not just about the big flashy fights. It's about pushing the character to their absolute limit. It's a crucible. You see what they're really made of.
Oh, totally. And speaking of made of, there's this whole thing with Liu Kim-yu, Meng Chuan's wife, and her new design. It sparked some serious debate online.
Yeah, some people are loving it. Others are calling it a trick, like they just photoshopped her to look cool in the promos. But the animation won't be that good.
Oh, wow.
Which, that gets to a big issue in Donghua. Heck, in animation in general these days.
Like, how much can you trust the promo art versus what you actually get in the show?
Right. You want to hook viewers with amazing visuals, but if the quality isn't there when the episodes drop, that can really damage trust with fans.
And Donghua fans, let me tell you, they do not mess around.
No, they don't. They're invested. So studios got to be careful.
Totally agree. On top of that, word on the street is Season 2 might be shorter, like maybe only 10 to 20 episodes. Is that a trend?
It seems to be. Production schedules are super tight, budgets are often limited, and a lot of these streaming platforms, they love that bingeable format.
Yeah, true.
So shorter seasons can be good, right? Maybe the pacing is tighter, more resources focused on each episode, but you have to wonder if the story will feel rushed or if they can give enough time to all the characters. It's a trade-off.
Good point. Okay, moving on to Painting Rivers and Lakes. They were supposed to release Season 7 this year, but...
Yeah. Bummer, it got pushed back to early 2025.
I mean, I get it. Delays happen in animation. But how do studios keep fans hyped after something like that?
It all comes down to communication. If they're upfront about why the delay is happening, if they keep the fans in the loop, it can actually maintain the excitement instead of, frustrating everyone.
Transparency is key. But you know what is coming in Season 7? The Desert North arc.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a total shift from what we've seen before. Darker, more supernatural, maybe even a bit of horror mixed in. I'm here for it.
This arc gets into some pretty intense stuff. It takes place in a region shrouded in mystery. There's this ancestor of corpses who's basically the big bad lurking in the shadows. You've got these corpse clans fighting it out, and Li Xingyun, the protagonist, he's heading right into the middle of it all. So the whole vibe is shifting, becoming way more unsettling than in past seasons.
Ooh, I love that. Taking risks and shaking things up. And speaking of Li Xingyun, did you hear about his weapon situation?
Oh, yeah.
So he's apparently switching from his iconic Longquan sword to something totally new. Like what? It sounds like there were some, shall we say, technical difficulties with the old one.
Right.
But what do you think this new weapon means for his character? It can't just be a random swap, right, ever?
It's such a good question. Because in stories, weapons, they're rarely just weapons. They're reflections of the character, their personality, their path, maybe even their destiny.
I've never thought about it like that.
So this new weapon, it could be huge. Is it just practical?
Yeah.
Or is it hinting at a deeper change in Li Yin, maybe a new fighting style, a new attitude?
Ooh, okay, I'm intrigued. And then we have Ji Rukshu, his love interest. She's getting a total makeover. The creator, Liang, called it groundbreaking.
He did.
Which, that's setting the bar high. What could be so groundbreaking about a new look?
He definitely knows how to get fans talking. But it makes you think, right? When a character we know so well changes visually, it's usually tied to how they've changed on the inside, too.
It's not just a new outfit. It's reflecting something deeper.
Exactly. So whatever Ji Ruxu looks like, it could be a big clue about her story in this season, and how her relationship with Li Jingyan might change too.
Okay, now my mind is racing. But before we get totally lost in the hype, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Fan trust.
Yes.
Both the Demon Hunter and Painting Rivers and Lakes are getting some, let's say, pushback over these redesigns and delays.
It raises a huge point about Donghua, and really any fandom these days. Authenticity is crucial. Fans pour their hearts into these worlds and characters.
Absolutely.
So when things feel forced, like it's just a marketing ploy, it can break that trust. It feels like a betrayal almost.
Yeah, I get that. It's a tough balance, right? Getting people excited for the new season, but also staying true to what they loved in the first place.
And that's what makes this so interesting. How do studios find that sweet spot? Build the hype, but also respect their audience.
It's a tightrope walk for sure.
And the stakes are high. You know, before we jump into all the juicy details about the coming seasons, I think it's worth circling back to that idea of fan trust for a second.
Yeah, okay.
We touched on how the Demon Hunter and Painting Rivers and Lakes are getting some, criticism, right?
Right, yeah.
But it's not just about those two shows, is it?
No, I don't think so.
It feels like it's part of a bigger conversation happening in the Donghua world, in all fandoms even.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like studios are walking this tightrope. Oh. They want to create these visually stunning, epic shows to bring in tons of viewers. But at the same time, they have these diehard fans who fell in love with the original stories, So it's this balancing act of pushing boundaries and trying new things, but also not alienating the core fan base who made those shows a hit in the first place.
Exactly. And the thing is, change isn't necessarily bad, right?
No, not at all.
It's how any art form grows and stays fresh. But the key is those changes, they have to feel organic. Like they're coming from a place of respect for the source material and for the fans.
I totally agree. So how do studios make that happen?
Well, let's think about Liu Qiu's redesign in The Demon Hunter.
Okay, yeah.
Imagine if instead of just, boom, dropping this new look on us, they gave us some context. Like, why has she changed?
Oh, interesting.
Maybe she's been through some hardcore training that's physically changed her.
Oh.
Or she's adopting a new persona to go undercover somewhere dangerous.
Ooh, I like that.
Suddenly, it's less about, oh, they just wanted to make her look cool, and more about, this reflects something deeper about her character arc.
It becomes a plot point, not just a marketing thing.
Right. And with Painting Rivers and Lakes, Ji Ruxu's new look, the groundbreaking one, what if they'd sprinkled in some hints along the way?
Like leading up to it.
Exactly. Maybe she encounters some mystical artifact that alters her appearance, or it's a side effect of unlocking a hidden power.
I love that. Makes it feel more natural.
And it gets fans speculating, right?
Yeah.
They feel like they're in on it, not just being told, here's the new thing, deal with it.
It builds trust, shows the fans you're not just messing with their favorite characters for no reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, okay, enough about the why of the changes. Let's get back to the what.
Okay, yes. That 1v499 battle in the Demon Hunter, I'm already getting chills.
It's going to be pure action, no doubt. But remember, those tournament arcs, they're about more than just the spectacle.
Oh, right. There's got to be something deeper.
They're about testing the character, you know? Think about it. How is Meng Chuan supposed to take on hundreds of opponents? Each one with their own unique fighting style, their own motivations.
Right.
Does he just rely on brute strength? Or will he have to get clever, use strategy, outsmart them?
He's going to have to dig deep, that's for sure.
And it's not just physical challenges either.
Oh, wow.
There's going to be psychological pressure, temptations, maybe even betrayals. It's a chance for him to grow as a person, not just as a fighter.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And the setting, Yuan Tu Mountain, that adds another layer to it's legendary, this training ground with all this mystique. It's almost like the mountain itself is a character.
Ooh, I like that.
Testing his spirit just as much as his physical abilities. And remember how we talked about the shorter season? Well, this is where it could get really interesting. Imagine those 10, 20 episodes, but they're packed with action, emotional twists, and who knows, maybe even better animation because they have more budget per episode.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going. It's like a concentrated dose of Donghua goodness.
Right. It could be a really risky move, but it could also pay off big time.
I'm excited to see how they handle it. Okay, now Painting Rivers and Lakes, that Desert North arc is calling my name.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
It's such a change of pace from what we've seen before.
Way darker, more supernatural, like you said, even a little creepy.
They've been teasing the ancestor of corpses, those corpse clans, just this whole other level of danger.
Right.
It's almost like they're taking the show into a totally different genre. Donghua horror, almost.
Ooh, I'm here for it. I love when shows take risks. Makes you wonder, how are our characters going to handle this?
Yeah.
Will Li Xingyun be able to lead them through this?
He's already been through so much, right? Become this symbol of hope and rebellion. But this arc, it just feels different, more ominous.
Yeah, definitely.
The threats are darker. There's this sense of impending doom hanging over everything. It's going to test him in ways we haven't seen before.
And let's not forget about his new weapon. It seems like a small detail, but it could mean a lot, T. We were talking about weapons being symbolic, right? So what does this new weapon say about him?
Exactly.
Is it showing he's grown? Or that he's maybe heading down a darker path?
Maybe he even had to make a sacrifice to get it.
Yeah.
So many possibilities. And then there's how it might change his fighting style, too.
Oh, true.
Is the new weapon faster?
Yeah.
Heavier? More powerful? Does it require totally different skills? We don't know yet.
This is what I love about Donghua.
Me too.
Even the little things can get you so hyped and make you theorize.
Shows how invested fans are.
Yeah.
And then there's Jiruxu, her groundbreaking makeover. It's like this big mystery hanging over the whole season.
I hope it's more than just a new outfit or a different hairstyle, you know?
Yeah.
I want it to mean something. To reflect her journey, maybe even foreshadow what she'll go through in the desert north.
It's a chance to really dive into her character. We know she's fierce, loyal, deeply connected to Li Xingyun. But what else is there? What's going to push her to evolve? Maybe even take on a more active role in the fights.
Maybe she gets some new skills, unlocks a power, or even embraces a new philosophy.
So many options. And the fact that they're using the word groundbreaking makes me think it's going to be a major turning point for her.
Totally agree. Which makes you realize all these changes, even though they seem controversial now, they're actually opportunities.
Right.
Opportunities to explore these characters in new ways, surprise the audience, you know? Maybe even discover something totally unexpected about them.
This is why it's so rewarding to follow these shows.
Yeah.
It's a journey with all its twists and turns, and we're right there alongside the characters, experiencing it with them.
And as much as I love overanalyzing the trailers and theorizing, I can't wait to actually see it all on screen.
Oh, me neither.
Because ultimately, that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Enjoying the shows, getting lost in these fantastical worlds, and feeling all the emotions.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
But we've got one more layer to unpack here.
Ooh.
The global impact of Donghua. What does it mean for the future of animation as a whole?
Ooh, good question.
Stick with us, because this is where things get really interesting. Okay, so we're back, and it's time to, zoom out a little bit.
Right.
We've been deep in the weeds with the demon hunter and painting rivers and lakes, but they're part of a much bigger picture, aren't they?
Definitely.
Donghua is making waves globally, and it's, I think, changing how people view animation in general.
It's really cool to see. For a long time, animation, at least outside of Japan, it had this, limited image.
Yeah.
People thought it was just for kids or for goofy comedies. But Donghua is showing everyone that it can be so much more than that.
It can tackle serious themes, have these really mature storylines, and appeal to all ages.
Exactly.
It's like we're breaking free from these old stereotypes, and finally, people are realizing the true potential of animation to tell any kind of story. And the crazy thing is, it's working.
It really is.
Donghua is getting fans everywhere, even people who, never thought they'd watch Chinese animation.
Think about it. The Demon Hunter and painting rivers and lakes, they draw you in with the epic fights, the visuals.
With amazing.
And the characters are just so compelling. But it's more than that, too.
Yeah.
These stories, they're obviously rooted in Chinese culture and mythology, but they also tap into these universal themes that everyone connects with. You know? Courage, love, ambition, facing down challenges. That human element, it goes beyond any one culture.
Yeah, totally. It's why we get invested in these characters, why we root for them, feel their struggles, celebrate when they win. That's the power of storytelling, whether it's in a book or a movie or a Donghua series.
And in a way, animation can be even more powerful because it lets us explore these emotions and ideas visually in ways that live action sometimes can't.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
There's this freedom there, this willingness to push past the boundaries of reality, and that can create some truly amazing experiences for the viewer.
And Donghua studios are getting so good at that. The animation quality keeps improving. The fight scenes are insane. The world building is just phenomenal.
You can tell there's so much passion and talent behind these productions, you know? And that dedication to doing it right, making it high quality, that's a huge part of why Donghua is connecting with so many people around the world.
I think you're absolutely right. But before we wrap up this whole deep dive, I want to leave you with something to think about, okay?
Okay.
Think of your favorite fictional character from any book, movie, TV show, whatever, someone you are truly invested in. Got it.
Yeah.
Now imagine that character gets a huge visual makeover. Their hair changes, the outfit's totally different. Maybe even their whole appearance is altered. How would you feel about that? Would you be open to it, or would you, hate it?
That's tough.
What would the creators have to do to make you feel like that change was authentic, that it was believable, that it fit with the character you love?
It's a good question.
Something to ponder, right? Especially as we wait for the new seasons of The Demon Hunter and Painting Rivers and Lakes, because ultimately it's our connection to these characters, to their journeys, that makes these stories so good.
You said it. It's been awesome exploring these shows and a whole world of Donghua with you. It's a genre that's exploding with creativity, taking risks, and people all over the planet are getting on board.
It's a great time to be a fan. So much to discover, so much to get excited about, and so much to look forward to. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Don't forget to subscribe for more explorations into the worlds that inspire us. Until next time, keep watching and keep exploring.